Hey Procraftinators! Today I'm back with another monthly collab with Renee from Delaney Jane Cards. This month we are going to be working with the same stamp and stencil. We are using this stencil here from a Colorful Life Designs. It's called Circular Motion. And then you will see a Catharine stamp set, Say It in Diamonds. So I'm just going to start by ink blending some mustard seed distress ink, and then I'm moving on here to spice marmalade, and then we'll be moving on to fired brick and seedless preserves last. So when I do my ink blending, I like to lay on one color and then I'll start mixing in the next color, and then I go back to the first color and blend the two together. And then I'll just keep doing that between all the other colors. I don't like, some people like to lay down all their colors and then go back. I just like to work in between two colors. So as you see here, I am putting the mustard seed back on, and then I'm going to move on to the fired brick. So this month, we both, Renee, both and I hit 1,000 subscribers. And if you were expecting a big hop for a celebration, sorry to disappoint, we are not going to be doing that. This is our celebration right here. This is it. So we both took on a lot of responsibilities in the last month or two, and we were just feeling very overwhelmed, and we literally just did our 500 subscribers celebration not that long ago. So we both kind of felt like doing another celebration right back to back was just a lot to take on. So we just decided to get together, do our monthly collab, and we did something a little different this month. Like I said, we decided to use the same stamp and the same stencil to make a card and see what we came up with. Now, neither one of us have seen the card until when it airs, which will be the 20th, which is not the day that I'm doing the voiceover. So we won't see it until the day that it airs. So, which is usually pretty common with our collabs. We like to kind of keep things under wraps, which is hard for us because we do typically share a lot of things beforehand with each other. Well, at least what we can. But we're definitely not sharing this. So, like I said, sorry to disappoint if you were expecting a big hop or something. We're not going to do that for this milestone, but exciting things coming your way. So yeah. So I'm just gonna finish up the ink blending here, and then we will move on to the stamping in just a second. So I do value Renee a lot. Like I said, you guys know that. We do this collab every month. I don't honestly believe I ever would have made it to 1,000 subscribers without her. She is my success partner. All right, now we're moving on to the stamp set. And like I said, this is Catharine Pooler's Say It with Diamond stamp set. And I'm going to be using VersaFine Claire in Nocturne. And so what I did here was I just lined these two stamps up on the lines that are kind of going in a circular pattern, hence the circular motion stamp set. I did it on the white lines there that are kind of going in a circular pattern. And what I'm going to do is kind of, kind of like a wreath builder almost, but I'm not using the wreath builder template. I am using the lines on the, from the stenciling. And I'm not going to show you all the stamping here because it is very repetitive. So I believe after this stamp here, I'm just going to fast forward to when I finish the last stamping. So I'm just going to go all the way around with these two stamps. I did kind of like count the lines in the stencil and just kind of move them a number of times. I did on this last one here kind of get a little squishy, but I don't think it's too terribly noticeable. And then what I'm going to do is that big one here, I'm just going to fill it in with the Sharpie so it matches that little tiny stamp there, sort of. So it's just like a silhouette. And yeah, so, and I'm not going to show you all of that either. All right, so there we go. The magic of editing, it is done. And then I'm going to take, I felt like it was still kind of bare, so I'm going to take one of these other stamps from the stamp set, and we are going to just fill in these corners here. And again, not going to show you all of this either. So I just put it in the corner, and then I'm going to flip my card around and stamp in the opposite corner And I'm just going to remove the stamp and put it in another corner, one of the other corners, and then again flip it around like I did here. And we're going to fill that in with the Sharpie as well. So I have all silhouette stamps on here. So as I was saying, like I said, I don't think I honestly would have made it to 1,000 without Renee being my success partner. And this here is also from the Say It With Diamonds. Like I said, I'm not using any other stamp set except for the Say It With Diamonds. So anyway, like I said, I would not have made it this far without Renee. She is my success partner. She is the person I talk to when I am feeling down. If I get any naughty comments on my channel, if I am struggling with a card, anything like that, she is there. All right, so back to the card here. I'm just going to cut this out with a circle die. You can use any circle die, obviously, but mine are the Spellbinders Nestabilities dies. And then I decided that I did not want it to be, well, let's see if we're going to, oh, no, we're going to fill it in with, fill this Sharpie in first. But I decided I did not, there we go, did not want it to be stark white. So I'm just taking the leftover ink on my blending brushes and just blending on that circle. And that is all I am doing here. I did not take any more ink from the ink pads. I am just using the leftover ink on the brushes. So this is really quite an easy card today, but I think it turned out all right. I do definitely like the colors that I used for the stenciling. I think that is an awesome stencil, by the way. Very cool stencil. Then I'm just going to mat it on some black cardstock here with just a very thin 1/8 inch border all the way around. And then I will pop up that circle with some foam tape and put that in the middle there. I think that's what I did next. I've got so many videos going on right now, it's kind of hard to remember what I did on all of these cards. So bear with me for a minute. Okay, we're going to put it on the card base first. But yeah, as you guys know, Renee is numero uno in my YouTube life. Well, numero uno besides my husband in my life anyway. She has definitely become a best friend, and I don't know what I would do without her. And as you guys have heard me say a million times if you've been to my channel before, she's definitely great, and I don't know what I did to deserve her. Oh, I did take some I didn't do foam tape. I did craft foam. So I buy craft foam from Amazon. It's Doris. It comes in a 36-inch long roll. Well, wide roll. I don't remember how long it is, but I buy a huge roll of it, guys. And then I just cut some off as I need it. So I took a smaller circle die from my Spellbinders set and just cut a circle from that out of my scrap bin, and I'm just putting that behind there with some score tape, and then we're going to pop that up in the middle. And I did clear heat emboss over that if you did not catch that on that sentiment in the middle. That way it just kind of stood out a little bit more. And then I did have a scrap when I cut down the main panel there. I had a little scrap left over, so I'm just going to mount this onto a black scrap. I believe I had that black scrap sitting on my desk somewhere. I often have scrap paper sitting on my desk. I'm sure we all do. And so I just I'm going to mount that on there, and then I'm going to put this on the inside of my card. If you've been to my channel before, you see me put little scrap pieces on the inside of my cards often for a little pop of color. And then we are going to use that stamp that I put in the corners of the front of the card, and we're going to stamp that in the inside of the card as well after I cut off the little excess piece here. But I did not fill that in with Sharpie. I was kind of afraid that it might bleed through, and I did not want to risk that. So these ones are going to be open. And we're just going to stamp that again up in the top corner. And we're going to do that with some VersaFine Clair again. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to use my DIY shimmer spray, and I just make that with Perfect Pearls and water. And that finishes off the card today, guys. So be sure to head over to Renee's channel. The link will be in my description box below. Be sure to give her some love over there. I'm sure she's got an awesome card for you today, guys. And as always, have a great day.